See Club for details.
Husker fans, register for the brackets today. Don't miss your chance to get free tickets, exclusive events, and concessions vouchers for this Husker season. Only $30. Your kids can get all of that and more. For more information, visit huskers.com/kidsclub. Do you have a newborn or know someone who does? Their infant membership is the perfect gift for your newest Husker fan. They even have a free membership option. Visit huskers.com/kidsclub today. The Nebraska Kids Club, presented by Ivy.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Doren, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention it said, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. Here, 7th
crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today's showers is likely this morning. We'll see partly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 84. Tonight, there's a chance of storms late. Otherwise, partly sunny skies expected with a low of around 70. And tomorrow, we'll see another chance of storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and a high of around 88. Meteorologist Kyle Clark for 93.7 The Ticket from theticketfm.com.
Coming to you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by Mercado by T. Broadcasting veteran Derek Gearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket, brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, every type of meat, every type of cut, as the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman would say. Jay will be with us in hour number 2 of the show, but for now, I'm Austin Norman, just guiding you through this first hour. We got some more content from Big Ten Media Days we'll bring your way. I don't want to steal too much of Jay's thunder in hour number 2. He'll talk a lot of Nebraska football fall camp day 1 and the NFL situation as well. My beloved Colts, his rival Colts, of course, Jay, from his time with the Texans, definitely getting to get into the war of words for now between Jim Irsay and Jonathan Taylor. What do you think actually went down on that bus between the two of them? Is Jonathan Taylor traded? We'll get into all that and more with Jay in hour number 2. But for now, we'll send you back to Big Ten Media Days, back to Indianapolis, where our crew at 93.7 The Ticket was able to sit down with Howard Griffith of the Big Ten Network. Here's the first part of that interview. We'll break it up into 2 for you. Here's the first part of that conversation with Howard Griffith from Big Ten Media Days.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Power, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. Big Ten Media Days. We are back, and we're back with a guest that was with me last year that was awesome. And he's a fullback, somebody that I look up to. I've watched your career, 8 touchdowns in the game. Jeez. With Amon Green. I'm trying to ask both of y'all what that backfield looked like with Tutu.
Ooh.
What that looked like.
Here's what's interesting, right? So I probably got the ball once a month.
I probably wouldn't have got it at all.
Right.
If I was in the backfield with this guy.
Right. I mean,
Go block that in. Go block that dude over there.
I come into the NFL watching him and Terrell. I'm a Seahawk on the sideline.
Yeah.
And I remember when they came to the Kingdom my rookie year, I saw how offense worked. I saw how backfield worked together. I said, ooh, I can't wait till I could have a fullback in front of me. I had Max Strong.
Yeah.
Right.
But I wasn't starting yet. Ricky had him.
Yep.
But still, with seeing them, I remember one of the plays, Rob, I'm sitting on the sideline. Y'all got the ball, and I just see TD kind of just almost look like he's jogging down the sideline, but he full tilt.
He's gone.
Just like, okay, that's what a great run. That's what I need to look like in a few years.
Yeah.
And then watching Robert and him do his job as a fullback, college pro, and then watching him now in the Big Ten now, where just my first time here, it's a good experience to see this, feel this, and like we were talking off show here, just watching the evolution of the fullback not being in use. We just
not
playing at all.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned, the tight end trying to get put in that position of where it's a mindset as fullback. You got to have that mindset of it's going to get physical. It's going to be physical for the whole game.
And that's the way it is ultimately. And
yeah.
Like for me, I played tailback in college a little bit, but I was still that tweener, and we ran kind of the West Coast offense where it was split backfield. So really, they were interchangeable, the two positions. But once I got to the NFL, it was like being a 9th round draft pick, seeing some of these dudes. I'm not that. So it was real quick to me. If I wanted to have a career in the National Football League, I was going to have to make an adjustment. And that adjustment for me was going to play the fullback position. And I kind of looked at it because nobody wanted to do it. Literally, nobody really wanted to do it. And we had Moose Johnson was somebody that I looked at because he made it popular once again. Because he played in this offense with Ernie Zampese in Dallas. And then Ernie Zampese came to the Rams where we had Jerome Bettis was there. Cleveland Gary was there. And he tried to put that in that scheme. But, I just stayed at it. And I felt like, for me, wanting to be in the National Football League and have a career was more important than anything else. So I had to make whatever adjustments I needed to be able to have a career.
Yeah.
Howard, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What does because hopefully we see a fullback at Nebraska this year. We wanted a fullback. You got to have a fullback. I know how important a fullback is. What is a fullback to you? What would that look like?
Well, I think first of all, he's one of the people on the team that's this unselfish. It's all about team. It's about doing a person that's got to recognize that the job he's doing is just as important as anyone else's, even though when the run game is working, are we going back to this I-back or are we calling it a tailback? We gotta get that cleared up.
Correct.
Nebraska,
I thought it was both anyway. I thought it was interchangeable. I-back, tailback you, I-back you.
Okay.
It was all the same to me.
Well, okay, well.
I say within the state is I-back.
Okay. So I think, having guys that want to play and know how important it is. And listen, you're not going to get the ball. That's what it is. You might get a dive here and there, short yardage, but it's not really about that. It's about you going out and doing your job to the best of your ability, even though it's the tailback and offensive line are doing a great job. It's the quarterback and the wide receivers are doing a great job, and you may not be mentioned. So you have to, what's important to you. You got to understand, your teammates respect you because, you're working hard, you're doing all the things you need to. So it'll be interesting if Nebraska is willing to do that, because that's something that we're not seeing necessarily in this conference right now. So that means defenses have to get prepared for it. And even if they're having to spend 10, 15 minutes of that practice each day worrying about that personnel group, that still gives you an advantage.
Yeah, because that's more physicalness. You got, you're talking about that personnel group. You're talking about the 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, a fullback or running back there. That physicalness that is a part of football that I believe, even I know at the NFL level, a lot of teams forget.
Yeah.
But at the college level, especially in this conference, traditionally it was a physicalness. Yeah. We're gonna beat you up between the tackles, and then if we have some wides that could get you over the top, then that's going to happen. So what teams, I say for yourself, Howard, in this conference, in this year coming in, can be those type of teams that will be able to beat guys up, and then if they have a play action hit it deep then later in the game.
Well, I'm interested to see where Wisconsin ultimately decides to go. Right, they brought in Phil Longo, who wants to spread it out and zip it all over, but they have Braylon Allen, who you want to.
Yeah,
have you ever seen him?
I've seen him. I didn't realize he was a freshman when he was a freshman.
He's a monster.
He's a grown
monster.
Man.
Yes,
he's a grown man.
All of it. Yes.
So I don't care how bad you want to throw it around. You better find out how to get him involved.
Yeah.
So that's a team that can get it done. You look at Michigan. Michigan will play big boy football with you. I think Ohio State wants to kind of get back to some of that as well. So I think you look at some of these teams out there that can make those adjustments. I think Minnesota's another one that tries to get there. And again, I'm interested to see what Nebraska ultimately looks like. They've got some quality transfers that have come in there that were really good at the teams they were and didn't participate. And now I think have an opportunity to step in and play. But I just think that Coach Rule is in a great situation. He's turned the roster over a little bit, and it's about, let's face it, man. I want to see Nebraska football back where it's supposed to be.
I think we all do.
I wanted to see Michigan back where it needed to be. The conference in college football is so much better when those blue chips are playing at their very, very best.
Yeah. When you look at Michigan, so let's talk Harbaugh, right? Do you think that's going to affect them coming back, him being gone 4 games and coming back to having to play Nebraska at Nebraska?
I'll say this. So I don't know whether or not the suspension is going to happen.
Yes.
The way it's going to be set up, is he only going to be suspended from games? He's got a really good coaching staff, right? It'd be interesting to see who's the interim coach. Hopefully it's Mike Hart. But that's a different story.
It's a different story.
But this is a team that's built from the inside out. They're going to play hard defense, defensive line, offensive line. Talk about a team that's won the Joe Moore Award two years in a row, but for the best offensive line in college football. And they've got wideouts that can go get it. JJ under center. I mean, that's a team that I think no matter what happens with Coach Harbaugh, they'll be ready. It'll be a process that's going to be put in place to get them to this point. It's unfortunate that the suspension, whatever may happens, but I think this is a team that is kind of found their groove, right? Because for a while they couldn't get anything done right. They weren't maximizing, their resources at all. Now they are, and now they're in a situation where Ohio State's kind of looking up, Penn State's kind of looking up. So Michigan's a team to beat right now, but it'll be a challenge because they still may not have a good grasp of what Nebraska ultimately is trying to do, although they'll have some games under their belt.
Yeah, Michigan got that, like you said, big boy football, almost hardball mentality type football. So switching back to Nebraska, what are your expectations there with Coach Rule having a spring ball, having NIL, having transfer portal all available to get this roster? You kind of said turn the roster over, having some recruits committing early too, for 2024 already. So what's the expectations for 2023 with them?
Yeah, I think. Listen, bowl eligibility is always something that Nebraska, that's the bare minimum.
Yes.
Minimum.
That's bare
it's hard to see that as a former player and it's not there. Right.
But also, I mean, there's however you felt about Bo Pelini, he got the most out of them players, man.
Yeah.
And he
did it his way. I'll say that.
He did it a little differently. I mean, but shoot, from all accounts, when I spent time around the team, they love playing for him.
Yes.
It just may not have looked right.
Correct.
Behind the camera if you're looking at your television. But it's Nebraska football has fallen to a point where it is now. It's just, as you guys know, it's unacceptable. But I believe that you start to set the bar. You have to continue to build. Where is he going to go? He's going into Texas. Right, he's gonna get those Texas guys out of there. I think
he's in Omaha.
Yeah,
he's in Omaha.
And back in Omaha.
He's in Omaha. Back in 1993, there was 7 recruits from Omaha. Of the 7, 6 of them finished, and all of them won championships. He recruited Omaha like no other coach has.
So you guys lost. Who was it? Who was the last? Was it a tight end that got out?
Noah Fant.
Yes.
Noah Fant.
Who got out of town.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me. But I think he's going to set he's going to set the foundation for what needs to be done. You know, he's a builder. He's done it. Temple. He's done it at Baylor. Things didn't work out in the National Football League.
Which is tough for college coaches. We already know that.
And I think it's going to be a huge benefit for Nebraska, because to me, when a guy has had that kind of success throughout college, go to the National Football League, he has an opportunity and doesn't have that kind of success. He has a chance, and he had time to really sit back. And he's even talked about it, how he probably enjoys the college game much more because of the interaction with the players, because he gets to develop and build those type of relationships that you don't necessarily get to build at the NFL level. So I expected the players to just, sell out for him, because they know that he's gonna believe in their skill set and what they need to do. And there is, to me, when you have players that believe in the guy in the front of the room and know that the guy in the front of the room can coach you hard, and say and do what he needs to do, but at the end of the day is going to put his arm around you and say, look, this is the way we got to do things. And that player knows that you care. That's the type of team you want. Those are teams
good players want that.
Yeah, you want to be coached. You want to be coached hard and just be fair.
Hey, guys.
That's for Sean Jackson and Amon Green with Howard Griffith of the Big Ten Network at Big Ten Media Days last week. We'll stop the interview there, take a break, give you the second half of the conversation with VJ, AG, and Howard Griffith when we get back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel Fitzacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Husker fans, register your kids for the Nebraska Kids Club today. Don't miss your chance to get free tickets, exclusive events, and concessions vouchers for this Husker season. For only $35, your kids can get all of that and more. For more information, visit huskers.com/kidsclub. Do you have a newborn or know someone who does? Their infant membership is the perfect gift for your newest Husker fan. They even have a free membership option. Visit huskers.com/kidsclub today. The Nebraska Kids Club, presented by Hy-Vee.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No DP. He's traveling back from UFC. Jay will be in shortly. But until such a time, I'm Austin Orman, taking you through hour one here of Old School, brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese. Thanks for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Any comments or questions about Husker football, get them locked and loaded for hour two, either on the comment section, whichever app you're watching on, whichever website you're watching on, or text call in 402-464-5685. We left you in the middle of an interview between Rashawn Jackson and Amon Green with us here at The Ticket, and Howard Griffith of the Big Ten Network from Big Ten Media Days last week. Let's pick it right back up.
Hold on a minute. I just got to say something real quick. I'm sorry, Terrell.
Yeah, it's kind of it's hard. It's hard.
All the running backs
with the offensive guys,
Two fullbacks and a running back. I'm sorry. You lose this deal.
I got Jay over there. You know, me and Jay.
Jay ain't worried about you.
Yeah. Jay should be worried about the fullback. I'll worry about a month.
How much time we got? He gonna let me know. We probably got it. We good. We good for about another 2-3 minutes.
Okay. So with me and Rob was talking, or I keep saying Robert.
Howard
was talking before we went live. So he's gonna be coming. They got a little gallivant going on. They traveling. They hitting all the training camps or two-a-days or whatever. It ain't two-a-days no more. Yeah. So tell us about coming to Lincoln with the days and what is the whole plan when y'all do this trip and travel around the Big Ten?
Well, it just depends. So when I come to Lincoln, one of the places I have to go is, I believe it's called the Other Door. It's a little speakeasy over there in the Haymarket district.
Man, you got me on that.
We none of us. You heard of the Other Door?
Oh yeah.
Oh, see these guys, the Other Door.
I'm from the state.
Oh, it's the waiting room. The waiting room.
Oh no. There might be two of them there. Is this the Other
They already
Door?
told you it's the Other Door.
Oh, because I've been in there like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Griff, I got to get your number and go to the Other Door with you.
Knock on the door.
What's that little bitty room?
Yeah.
I've been in there.
It's only about 14 seats in this thing.
It's like 3 people can fit in there. It looks like a closet. It looks like a turnaround closet, like a little half a garage.
Really?
I've been in there before. You can only get in there at certain times.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
They won't open the door for everybody.
Oh no. So we go. So when we make this tour, we're in Nebraska August 4th. So normally I'll say, okay, we got to have a family outing, team outing. We going to the Other Door. So I have the executives sometimes come. They're like, what are you? It's a team bonding experience. We got to go over here, hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's really for us outside of testing the restaurants, doing all of that kind of stuff. It's really a great opportunity for us to be around the coaches, be around the players, and kind of watch players develop.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the best thing, this is going to be my 17th training camp coming up.
Amazing. Awesome. Congrats.
Thanks. I appreciate it. But what's been fun for me is to watch young players come in, maybe a player that I was watching on signing day, watching his tape, and then all of a sudden you watch him develop through the program. Then all of a sudden, their career go play in the NFL. It's crazy to see that. And for me, so Joshua Perry, who was with us for a few years, he was one of those players. Watch his recruiting tape, watched him in the NFL, and now he was sitting next to me. Now he's gone on to NBC, and James Laurinaitis is like that as well. So it's always been fun to really still be close to the game, and be around the coaches, be around the players, and get an idea of what's happening and how they're feeling about where their program is going right now.
Do you feel like the development, like when you talked about development, Nebraska development, until now? I'm not talking now. I'm talking about what development did you see in Nebraska's recruiting football players? Was it any?
You know what I saw? I saw, or I would hear. You'd hear things about what was happening in practice, whether or not it was cold outside, and some people didn't want to go outside to practice and decided that, we're not going outside to practice, right? So, and then those players may not have been disciplined, right?
Yep.
On a team, you can't function that way, man. Everybody has a role, and NIL is telling us this, right? And people say, well, there's one person in the locker room going to be making a lot of money, somebody else isn't. I don't know, whatever it is, but in athletics, people understand that. The players on that team understand that. He's the best dude on the team. She's the best woman on the team. She's going to benefit. They're going to benefit. But when you start to treat people differently, if I make a mistake and you make a mistake, but Amon gets to do whatever he wants to, that's not the right message to send.
No, everybody's accountable.
Everybody's got to be accountable. And when you do that and you can coach and go after your best players, guess what? That young player knows that he or she can't get away with it. So you really have to have the discipline. I don't know that it was necessarily there because there were times when you would watch this team, they'd be in the middle of the game. They'd be in the game. And then all of a sudden, just penalties. It's like, what are we doing?
Or errors.
Yeah,
or errors.
What
Penalties
are
or
we
errors.
doing? Right? So it's frustrating to watch that. So I say that to say that when you're not dialed in, and clearly they weren't because they've had to make coaching changes. So hopefully the coach Rule can get this done. And by all accounts, it seems that that's what's happening. But we won't know until they start playing. And is there going to be some growing pains? You better believe it. But I think this team starting this year and building under Coach Rule is going or will make these Nebraska fans and alums excited about who they are now. And they won't just sit back and like, man, what we used to, that's the worst thing, right? Man, we used to do it this way. We could do that. And that's what we do, right?
We get that. Hey,
That's what we do.
Look.
It's hard.
Did the 90s happen?
No, it didn't.
The
happen.
90s didn't happen.
The 90s didn't happen.
That was Ahman Green wasn't running for all them 1,800 yards and all them touchdowns. He didn't do that at Nebraska.
No.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality, though. It didn't happen. I don't want to change the subject, but I do because I just want to get your mindset on this whole Northwestern situation in a nutshell. Just
here's the question: you want me to get fired, or you want me to talk about it?
I want you to talk about it.
Okay.
I want you to get fired.
All right. Because it's two different things.
Yeah, well, we can. You get fired off the air. We'll get fired off the air. Because I want that too.
Well, we might have to go to the other door.
Oh, hey, August 4th.
I'll tell you this. What I've learned as a college player and a pro player, and even thinking back to high school, the teams that engaged in hazing, and let me qualify it too, carrying shoulder pads, grabbing water, doing some of that stuff, I don't see it. I don't see that as hazing. But when you're making someone else feel uncomfortable about who they are and the situation that they're in, that's hazing. It shouldn't be tolerated. Right. So going back, what I've learned is when I've been on bad teams that outside of like my Denver teams, or even I was on a practice squad with the Buffalo Bills when they were on that run to 4 straight Super Bowls. I was on the team that second year. They weren't thinking about hazing. Didn't think about it. It wasn't a thing. But there was a team I was drafted by, the Indianapolis Colts, in the 9th round, and that was a bad team. They wanted guys singing. They wanted guys standing on top of their head. They wanted, it was nothing like what's going on in Northwestern, but that was what people were thinking. It's like, well, no wonder y'all don't win. You're worried about the wrong stuff. But what happens is, and this is how I've been explaining it, bullies get bullied, and then they want to bully others.
Yes.
So these young
They're
guys are
bigger bullies.
Yeah, because they felt like they were bullied, and then they get to be an older player, and they're like, well, now it's my turn. That doesn't condone any of this stuff, but you're talking about sexual harassment, sexual assault in some of these cases that the reports that you're reading out there. So the best thing that I'm glad that they didn't bring their players here, because it would have been unfair for them to be here to have to address the issues that are going on in the conference. So, it's a ridiculous situation that's going on, and unfortunately, we're going to continue to hear more and more stories are going to come out about what's happening there. But I hope it is a loud call for other programs to get their stuff together.
Yeah.
And eliminate it. If it's going on, you better eliminate it.
Yeah.
Right? Because we talk about this hazing stuff, and I tell people this is also, it really was for fraternities and sororities. When I think about it in the college atmosphere, right?
Right.
But you don't see that necessarily in football, in athletics, because it's almost also a code of silence, right? If I go tell the coach you did something to me, how's the coach going to look at it? And not only that,
I'm a rat.
And how are the rest of the team, my teammates, going to feel? Yeah. Now all of a sudden I'm ostracized. I'm on a team with 100 and some players, and nobody's talking to me. So
that's the deeper part of the mentality of it.
And I don't think they understand that. The guys that are engaging in that type of behavior and taking it to a level that it had no business going to. So it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to continue to. I think we're going to continue to hear more and more things come out. But
how does that affect them? Can they recover?
I don't know.
From you was 1-11 last year when nobody knew.
Right.
Can they put that back together and say, juggle the season, deal with the emotional roller coaster of not having your coach and all this yeah, and the longer we go, the more stuff is going to come out.
Who else is involved?
Exactly.
I mean, it's. I'm not saying that someone else is involved, but it's a logical question to believe or to ask if anyone else is involved in anything that happened. So you don't know.
You don't know.
You just don't know.
And how do you discipline them if they were involved?
Oh, man.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
I've been something out, man.
Okay, so look, hey, Griff, I can't wait till August 4th.
Yeah,
because we got to go. What's the room? The other room?
It's the other door.
The other door.
Can we all fit in the other door? Jay Foreman, all that.
It's a Marriott
possibility.
What's the sushi restaurant that's in the Haymarket?
The Gray Well, the Gray
Blue Well. Blue something.
Blue Sushi?
Well, we stay right next to that place.
Okay.
So normally I walk out of that hotel, I go to that sushi place, and I walk across the street down the alley to the other door.
Okay.
So we got to figure it out.
Well, we're going to also have to get y'all some van. Do y'all fly into Lincoln or Omaha?
I don't know where we're flying into.
Well, if you fly into Omaha, y'all have to get to Jackson Fair Deal Cafe. That's my brother. Me and my brother's cafe.
Okay.
In Omaha, we just started April 12th. So
okay.
Yeah, if y'all
Good
food
food.
tasting, come on
We
down.
food tasting.
Yeah, good food there. I was
What's the hamburger place? Stella's? No, that's not it. It's in
in the Haymarket. You talking
no,
about
not in the Haymarket.
or
This is outside of Omaha.
Stella's. You talking in Bellevue.
Bellevue.
You talking
because I have relatives in Bellevue.
Yes.
So we went to Donardo and I went to Stella's.
Yes. You talking
out
about Stella's. They got some pretty good burgers.
I'm just trying. I'm all about having.
You never been to Stella's?
I just got back. You know that.
Okay, so Stella's
this year.
Stella's, just so you just to try to put it, is kind of old town Bellevue kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I know that part.
Well, I mean, it's been there for ages. Yeah. They got these big old burgers, bigger than your head. They
got all that stuff.
It's good stuff.
I've been in
They
Wisconsin.
still can't beat Jackson Fair Deal Cafe.
All right, well, we're gonna have to get there.
We got the real stuff.
Well,
listen, Griff,
I'm
man,
gonna
I
have to have a
appreciate
family
you.
outing.
Come bring them.
Bring it.
Hey, you got anything else for Griff?
Oh man, no. Great conversation though. I love it. I can't wait because there's gonna be more of this because I'm back in the Big Ten now. Director of esports, head coach at the University of Nebraska. So I'll be bouncing around. We'll be crossing paths again. I love it because, like I said, growing up being a kid, getting drafted, seeing this guy and the other number 30. The reason why I wore 30.
You are now old.
And the reason why I was saluting just like them. Remember?
Hey, because we was in the era.
I saw these guys saluting. I was like, you know what? I got number 30. I'll bust that off too. I love it. I loved it.
That's good stuff, man.
I love it.
Terrell, you got anything?
Yep. Oh man, I'm trying to find them back on the ticket. 93.7.
We'll be right back. Big 10 video.
There you go.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference. Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you. Husker fans, register your kids for the Nebraska Kids Club today. Don't miss your chance to get free tickets, exclusive events, and concessions vouchers for this Husker season. For only $35, your kids can get all of that and more. For more information, visit huskers.com/kidsclub. Do you have a newborn or know someone who does? Their infant membership is the perfect gift for your newest Husker fan. They even have a free membership option. Visit huskers.com/kidsclub today. The Nebraska Kids Club, presented by Hy-Vee.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers from likely this morning. And we'll see partly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 84. Tonight, there's a chance of storms late. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies expected with a low of around 70. And tomorrow, we'll see another chance of storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and a high of around 88. Meteorologist Kyle Clark for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No DP, but we have Jay Foreman on the line, getting him connected. So this will be quick. I'm Austin Norman. Just a couple Husker headlines for you. First day of fall camp was today. Matt Rule spoke after practice. Ty Robinson and Nick Henrich, I believe, also spoke. I think Billy Kemp as well. So we have some Matt Rule clips cut up and ready. Been playing those throughout the day. If you missed any of them, feel free to check them out on the podcast. But stay tuned for our number 2 of the show. Like we said, Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman on the line. We'll bring Jay and get his thoughts on Nebraska football, the first day of fall camp. The quarterbacks are still looking for your number 2, so we'll go to that. And then Jonathan Taylor versus Jim Irsay might be the defining saga of the NFL specifically. We know what running backs are struggling for, but this is a player calling out his team. So we'll get Jay's thoughts on all of that and more as we get into hour 2 of Old School next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and Coppell's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Coppell. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. We're here, hour 2 of Old School. I'm Moss Norman in the 93.7 The Ticket studios in Lincoln, joined by the Husker Hall of Famer on the road, Jay Foreman. Jay, what's up, man? Long time no talk.
I know, man. You've been on vacation. Definitely deserved. And I've been up trying to do a little charity work, trying to spread some holiday cheer, you know. And so, a lot going on. I hate not being in there at 4, considering it's the first day of fall camp. But I've been listening from afar. You holding the fort down like a super champion. And then also it's interesting that they, knocked the rust off today.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to be back. DP's still out of town, so we're just kind of a motley crew here for a while. Old School brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese, every type of meat, and every type of cut. Let's just dive right in, Jay. Day one of fall camp. What do you make of it? Where are you at with it?
Well, I mean, it's just for the players and the coaches, it's kind of just getting out there and getting your feet wet. You have excitement, a little anxiety. From a player's perspective, you want to go out there and have I used to call it checks and balances to make sure that everything that you would like to have accomplished in the off season that you did. And the coaches want to make sure that the players have, upheld their end of the deal. Which, they've obviously been heavily involved with the players, but seeing them on the field and knowing that you're playing for keeps is a lot different than, kind of going through spring ball. Even though spring ball is very important, now when you're preparing, you're not preparing for a celebration per se, which I feel like the spring game is. You are preparing actually to play a football game. And it's totally different. The atmosphere should be totally different. Every play counts. Every meeting counts. Every rep counts. Every meal counts. Every, weight in the weight room or rep in the weight room counts. Everything counts. Every minute of your day should be focused on being the best that you can be for yourself and your teammates to beat Minnesota. And today is a big step in the, hopefully in the right direction of many leading to that result.
You mentioned Minnesota, and that has to be the focus. I mean, it had to have been for a while. I mean, ever since spring ball ended at the very least. Matt Rule brought up, in his press conference today, they have to earn the right to walk onto the field confidently against Minnesota. If you take the odds makers, word for it, Minnesota's about a touchdown favorite. But what is it that, Nebraska should be confident in, at the start of fall camp as they look forward to Minnesota in a month?
Well, they put the work in and done everything that was asked of them from the coaches, the weight coaches, the support staff, and then some. That's where the confidence comes in. And then, I like to say you double down on that by going out there and making it come to fruition, which is by your actions, right? You just don't, it's one thing to work hard in the weight room and do just enough. Did you do more? And then sometimes you might have to push yourself a little bit more in camp, right? And so, that's where you get the confidence from. The confidence comes from the work. Confidence comes from the intention, right? You should have every intention to be great. You should have every intention to be the best, not only for yourself or for yourself, but not only your teammates. And that's a good way to be somewhat selfish. Jay Foreman wants to play the best for himself, but it's not putting himself above the team. And I'm doing it because I know the best Jay Foreman or the better Jay Foreman plays is better for the defense, better for in my case, the linebacker crew, and better ultimately for, the Huskers. And so that's what everybody has to have going through their mind. And it's not just showing up in practice, yelling at teammates when they mess up. It's picking them up when they're down. It's holding yourself to a higher standard than anybody else. It's, it's operating individually, thinking collectively. And that's a hard thing for kids to do these days. But the only way that they're going to be able to get on that plane, in reality, and go to Minnesota and step on that field and not only be confident, but double down on the confident and then not catch Minnesota by surprise. It's to let them know this is a different, team. This is a different player, and we are here to play for 4 quarters. Everybody's going to be excited those first couple of drives, right? Mm-hmm. But in reality, is you got to be ready to get and withstand their second win. You got to be, withstand any type of run they go on. I mean, if they get, start to get some first downs and stuff like that, that comes from pushing yourself in practice and doing the little things that lead to big things. So, they put themselves in that, position from summer camp or, summer workouts. The fall should just be an add-on to what they're trying to do here in a few weeks when going up to Minneapolis and pulling out a victory.
You said operate collectively, but compete individually. Is that something that guys should know how to do coming to college? Is that something that you're confident in this team doing, or will that be something that, develops over fall camp and into later years under Matt Rule through, cultural development, I guess?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think if you're a true competitor, you're not going to run from competition. Nothing comes, in life easy, right? And so you know, coming to Nebraska, there's going to be good players here. And so you got to go and find a way to separate yourself or be able to be a, you know, player that's a plus side player to get on the field. And so competition brings the best out of you. And competition, if you embrace competition, will make you do things normally that you won't do. That's why you see some guys that come here, they like competition and some wilter. And that's the difference between, like I say, a champion and a chump. And that's not, you know, they like to say who's the dog and who's not. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I want a wolf. You know, I want somebody that's going to hunt. I want somebody that's going to go off fences. I want somebody that's going to go for, you know, the juggler. I want somebody that's going to be a pack of wolves. I want somebody that's going to lead wolves. Yes, the dog mentality, that's it. But I want a wolf. That means you are, you know, not catching people by surprise. You're very strategic, but very aggressive. And then you're doing it along with your teammates and have the mentality, the killer instinct. And so it's developed through practice, it's developed through meetings. It's a long process, you know, that they're, you know, just starting today. But, you know, you got to build day by day, and you can't have you know, we can't afford to have you know, a bad couple of days. So you remember in like not only last staff, but in prior staff where it seemed like you would hear coming out of practice that, you know, one side of the ball or either special teams would have multiple bad practices in a row, or the feeling coming out of the first scrimmage was there's a big disparity. You want it to be very competitive. Offense wins, defense wins. Offense wins the series, defense wins the series, back and forth, and build that continuity that we're going at it and we're making each other better and being the best that they can be. And you do that over and over and over. Then when you step out there against an opponent, which is Minnesota in this case, which is the only opponent anybody should be thinking about, is when they bite back, you won't be caught by surprise. You will bite back harder. And so that's just, you know, part of the habit that they are trying to form. I'm sure Matt Rule is, you know, doing as much coaching, you know, physically on the field and then also mentally off the field. And so, you know, I'm assuming the coaching staff is in it together. They moved into the dorms. You know, for some of the guys that I saw online, you know, especially in particular the defensive guys, who I think two guys are going to be huge parts of the defense and the success. Nick Heinrich, he looks bigger, he looks fuller, he looks stronger, he looks way more confident. Ty Robinson looks like he's, you know, leaned up a little bit. You know, so for those two, which if you want to put the barometer on, you know, maybe let's quote unquote say buy-in, right? Those guys would be checked in the positive mark in the sense of two guys that have a lot of leeway in the locker room and have done, you know, played well or, you know, played a lot of reps over the last couple of years. They look like they have taken some constructive criticism, answered the bell, and showed up to camp in good spirits and good shape. So, you know, for right now, the first day, you can't win, you know, you can't win 2 days unless you win the first day. So, you know, I think they've done a pretty good job.
Did you guys stay in the dorms for fall camp?
No, unless you were a freshman. I mean, you know, listen, it's a lot different. You know, we had true 2-a-days, and so the way that they're doing it, I understand. I totally understand why you're doing it. You're trying to build some camaraderie and togetherness. We had that. I came to a team in a program that had already went through, in some ways, what these guys have went through the last few years, but actually they've won some games. But so we didn't have to do these types of things. You know, guys were mature enough to understand that, you know, in order to be on the field, you have to make sacrifice and do what you need to do. And then, you know, ultimately the competition was too thick for anybody to go out there and think that they could go, I don't know, party or not be in tune to, you know, the game plan. So, you know, I think the situation was a little bit different, but I like the, you know, forward thinking, I guess, or thinking out of the box in order to way to fast track some of the things that maybe have plagued Nebraska in the past, or the perception was. And staying in the dorms doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody. And you know what it does? It gives these kids a little bit of dose of reality, because you know, I think they live pretty, you know, well on off campus in their, you know, off campus, you know, apartments and condos. It's good for them to be in some dorms over there and see what life is really like, and then also understand you need to go to practice, work as hard as you can, come back to the dorms, find your own fun engaging with your teammates. learning what Austin, makes, you think or tick, Jay Foreman as well. I think bodes well. I will say this, doing it, does it lead to wins and losses? Who knows? But not doing it and not having the cohesiveness and not having the togetherness is probably a first-class recipe to lose more games than you win. So they're doing everything, big or small, to hopefully set themselves up to be successful, not only going to Minneapolis to get the win, but, every weekend that they play, on Saturdays or Friday night. So for that right there, you got to be commendable. You got to commend them for their effort, both the staff and the players, and being open to it. I think all the anxiety of who's the coach and how the coach came in and all this other stuff, that should be out of their system. At the end of the day, they are football players. If you are truly a football player, you can operate and play around any type of perceived issues that you have with the coach or situation. Because ultimately, if you love the game, that will take care of itself. That will take care of any type of nonsense that you might have to deal with. And I think they have a pretty good team internally. And so now they just got to go out there and, let it fly.
Another kind of big picture question for you before we drill into some specifics, especially from Matt Rule today. You've mentioned a couple times already, day by day. As a player, when you're in fall camp, does fall camp go fast because, the game's on the other side? Does it go slow and each day feels like a grind? What's that kind of big picture view of fall camp like?
I imagine the first couple of days go pretty quick because of excitement. You get in the dog days of camp, where you are looking forward, and I don't know their schedule, so looking forward to maybe their first scrimmage, and you're 3 or 4 days away. And then after that, it might speed up a little bit. It just kind of depends on how it's spread out. Now, they don't practice as much as we did, as far as the two-a-days and the type of intensity. So it's a little different. So, obviously the mentality was more of I would say, a grind. But, the one thing you have to do, and I was talking to somebody about this today, is that you have to be internally motivated to play football. You will practice 90% of the time to play 10%. And those 10% of games are dictated by the practice habits, mentality, and everything that you form, while you are waiting to, get your chance to get on the field and then, create the, continuity to, win a game. And so, it's a little different, type of mentality, a different type of sport, but, it gets a little long, but I also think that it can go fast because the excitement should be there because as a defensive player, in particular, if I was a linebacker on this team, or any player on this team, every spot's open. If you control your own destiny, right? So you're not showing up as a true freshman, a redshirt freshman, and having a good camp, and physically you can hang X, Y, and Z, and then it's a foregone conclusion that you won't play because they are playing so-and-so, and he is normally, he's been their player. Well, that's not the case. Matt Rule wants competition. And if you can play on the field, they're going to give you a chance to play. And so, therefore, the days should be both short and long, but definitely the lack of intensity or the intensity should be very, very high.
Is there anybody on the team that should feel comfortable, about their spot? You mentioned the linebackers in Henrich and Reimer, that have played a lot of football, but they've also won as a team 16 games the last 4 or 5 years. Is there anyone on the team that's comfortable at this point?
I doubt to be. I mean, you should never be comfortable. I mean, I started for 4 years and played a lot. I know Jason Peter, he started, essentially 3 or 4 years, played a lot. You should never per se feel comfortable, right? Comfortable leads to complacency, and complacency and being comfortable leads you to be soft. And so you should never be either of those. Now you got some players that have played a lot of, reps and done pretty well, like a Luke Reimer, Nick Heinrich. They know the ins and outs and what to do, right? And so they should maybe be a little bit further ahead. But when you say comfortable, that could be somebody that thinks that they can go through the motions. I don't think that's the case. And to be frank, those guys that I just mentioned aren't those type of players anyway. So on the surface or in reality, nobody should be so comfortable that you don't work. if that should answer your question, because of the dynamics and where you're at as far as, the type of situation that the team's in, how, you got a new coach and a whole new staff, a whole new football department. There's been a ton of turnover. The identity is different. So there is no need or no way that you could feel comfortable in this situation because everything that's happened has been uncomfortable. So if somebody is, which I don't think anybody is, but just say, for devil, playing, devil's advocate or whatever, is that if they are comfortable, those are the type of players you won't be able to depend on anyways because they don't have the edge that is needed to bring Nebraska back to where they need to be respected and be in the hunt in the Big Ten West or in a couple of years in the Big Ten. So it'll separate itself. I think some of the guys that have been the holdover, those are the guys that have chosen to stay. They stayed for the right reason. And I think they'll be motivated because they understand that this is, in some cases, their last year or last chance. But they can be a part of the process that will, or in the class or, a player that could be a bridge player. And the reason why I say this is because at Big Ten, I interviewed Kurt Ferentz. I asked him one question, and it was very interesting, how quick he answered and who the player was. And he talked about in his first season, he got the brakes beat off him by Nebraska. 1-11 and starting to get a little bit better, but they were kind of in that gray area where they couldn't get over the hump, kind of like Nebraska can't get past 4 wins, can't be a consecutive bowl team. And he said Bob Sanders, the safety, and Bob Sanders was, end up being an All-Pro in the NFL, Defensive Player of the Year. The injury bug really, as hurt his career. But the reason why Bob Sanders was the person that really changed his program around, and you would have never thought of it. You would have thought the numerous tight ends that went in the first round, the offensive linemen, the defensive players, and recently the defensive backs and linebackers and all that stuff. But the way Bob Sanders went about his day as a practice player set the tone for how they played the game. The standard that he operated on day in and day out when he became a full-time starter at Iowa led to him to being, obviously a successful pro, but it led the Iowa staff to know what they exactly have to look for in the type of players that want. So it'll be interesting to see who's hopefully that type of player for Matt Rule or players, and then who else starts to embody that and replicate that as he starts to fill up the roster with recruiting classes.
Yeah, the flip side of that, comfortable and complacent, like you said, is the competition. As fall camp starts today, as we're a month away from kickoff, is there a group that you're most interested in the competition for playing time in during fall ball?
It's the quarterbacks. I mean, look, everybody knows Jeff Sims is a quarterback, and it's the most interesting quarterback competition I think that we've had in quite some time. Legit competition, and it's for the backup spot. And who's had a good summer, who's actually gotten better, and because there is no more transfer portal at the last second, or nothing like that, at least that I know of. But you play such an integral part on this team. It's not only being a guy that if Jeff Sims needs to blow, he's going directly to him. But then also, you are Jeff Sims' eyes and sometimes ears while he's out there playing, right? The relationship and the way that he operates with the starter has to be impeccable. And until somebody steps up and takes a hold of that, there's a big part of the offense that needs to be established. And then the second part will probably be, and it's more health reasons, right? Which leads to playing time and then continuity is the offensive line / tight end room. Is Gilbert going to get his waiver? Can Fedoni stay healthy? And Borkature continue to take that next step and separate himself as the number one tight end. And then the offensive line, who's healthy, who plays, and how fast can that continuity get up to speed and use it as a springboard from spring ball. So that really sets the tone for the whole team, and particularly the offense, because the offensive line affects the defensive line and vice versa. So, there's a lot of things to be had, in this day and time, and every day should be intense, should be, competition is very thick.
Absolutely. That's Jay Foreman, Husker Hall of Famer, host of Old School, with us here on the Allo VIP line. Let's take our first break of the show. Plenty more to get to in terms of Husker fall camp. Matt Rule threw some names out there positive and negative. We'll have more of Old School next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Austin Norman in Lincoln. Jay Foreman on the Allo VIP line, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Jay, you mentioned a couple guys that spoke today, and Ty Robinson and Nick Henrich looked in better shape to you. But then Matt Rule got to the podium and mentioned one guy that he recruited back to Baylor, who then ends up at Nebraska, in Joshua Fleeks, who came in what Matt Rule said significantly, above his weight, and he got sent home for it. That's just bizarre.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that from at a wide receiver. Now I've heard, where they're just not in condition wise based on coming off an injury and all that type of stuff. But I've never heard of a wide receiver coming in significantly overweight. And you have to question, and I don't know the young man, but you have to question, where your dedication is at, because, he knows Matt Rule, or at least he knows the wide receiver coach very well. He was one of the transfer portal, gets per se. And you would like to think that he would come in just on that alone in decent shape. But when you come in out of shape significantly and get sent home, that leads me to think you haven't done anything in the offseason. So, that's just something that he has to deal with. And listen, it's one of those things as a coach, regardless if you have a past history with them or not, you have to set the tone. You don't have, listen, Nebraska hasn't won Tiddly Poo in I don't know how long. Okay. I think the last bowl game they went to was in 2016, got the brakes beat off them. There is no standard around here, and he's trying to set the standard. And the standard is, he had all off season, coming in from spring ball. If you needed to get in shape and rehab from an injury, and they would know where you're at as far as physically, getting back into condition shape. But when you show up significantly overweight, it leads to believe, unless there's an injury thing, it leads to to assume that you weren't necessarily dedicated to your craft, and it makes you question your dedication. Now he can recover from it. I don't know the stipulations or how the conversation went, but to get sent home, I've never seen or heard of a receiver or a defensive back get sent home. Now I've seen some guys being held out because of that, right? Held out of practice. And that's at the pro level. Now they got fined with it. They got fined with that as well. But nothing at the college level. And really, I had to really stretch my mind to hear about a lineman. I'm thinking of maybe one instance where a linebacker might have came in a little bit overweight. And I'm thinking about it. He was coming off a couple, off-season surgeries, and he wasn't, able to get back to where he could really condition. So he practiced. They kind of stair-stepped him in practice. But this situation being sent home, that lets you know that the disappointment is there, right? Mm-hmm. That you got sent home. Because if it was something that where, I would say I had, like Ty Robinson, I think he had off-season shoulder surgery, and he need, or a knee issue, a cleanup, and you're late in the off season and you're getting your condition, you can still report to camp. They would practice you, as needed. Whereas this guy here, it seems like he was at home and or wherever he was at and showed up significantly out of shape. And being a receiver, all you really do in the off season or should be doing is running, working on your quickness, catching the football. So even if you are supposedly allowed to practice, you wouldn't be able to get through practice in this type of heat in Nebraska. So, really send him back home and see where his mind is and go from there.
A couple things I'll add to that for you to jump off on. First of all, it's weird that it's a receiver, but also weird that it's a sixth-year senior. a guy that's been around college football for a long time. And he was at Baylor for 5 seasons, recruited by Matt Rule. And his 6th year, he shows up, out of shape and gets sent home. It makes you wonder if there was an issue at some point we didn't hear about down in Baylor. But it's the relationship with Matt Rule that it really drives this conversation for me, Jay, because Matt Rule recruited him at Baylor, brings him to Nebraska out of the transfer portal. And this is how Josh Fleeks, I don't say repays him, but shows up. He's expected to be a leader. It's a guy Matt Rule, I think, was really going to lean on in that receiver room. And the first impression of him after, summer going into a, pivotal first year as a head coach, one of the guys you trust most shows up not just overweight, but significantly overweight to the point you have to literally send him home. That's a huge factor of disappointment, I would think.
Well, I think it's one of those things that, like you said, he's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be that bridge guy, right? He's in the last year of his eligibility. He's had some injury issues, probably maybe had some issues maybe like this at Baylor. I can't speak to that. But ultimately, him coming here, he was given an opportunity to play, an opportunity to earn his playing time. Matt Rule has more of a playbook on him than anybody else. You expected him to do one thing and one thing only, at least. Show up in shape, work hard, and be somebody that can be almost an assistant coach to a very, very young position coach that he has known since they've been in high school and in college. So not only did you let Matt Rule down, you let yourself down, and you let Coach McGuire go down. Also, you can have players looking at you as somebody that they can judge a coach on that they don't know. They haven't went through a 2 days together. So that's why he had to jettison him and get him out of there, and I don't know how he's going to handle it. But ultimately, being 180 pounds, what he's listed at, or even 190, to show up significantly overweight, you just been sitting on your butt all year, all season, in the hot, in Nebraska. There's no, you could walk down the block and lose some weight. So that lets me know you haven't done anything. And really, to be honest with you, he would have been better off not reporting himself so he didn't expose himself, his relationship with Matt Rule and Coach McGuire to the point that he was sent home. That's not what you want to do. But I'm going to tell you what, I commend anybody that's willing to, make a rule, stick to it. Doesn't matter who it is. Send them home. Get your mind right. If your mind's not right, see you later.
To that point, Miles Farmer suspended. I think that's the other big news. That's a guy that has started plenty of games at safety for Nebraska. We saw this during spring ball where Matt Rule suspended Anthony Grant, again, presumable starting running back. We're here at the start of fall camp, and Miles Farmer is suspended. So, to your point, you can say what you want about Matt Rule, but you can't question the consistency and that the standard, at least from the outside looking in, seems to be the same for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what these kids need to understand is what you did before doesn't mean anything. The majority of them haven't done chili food. Now, you might have played good at times and done something else, but there's nobody on the roster that you need to make special exceptions for. And so at the end of the day, whether you like the rules, love the rules, or indifferent, you need to follow the rules to a T. Now, whether I don't know the details on the suspension or whatever, but there's certain things that you were made abreast of, I'm sure, over time that haven't been rectified. So now now what you've done is put yourself in the position where you're behind the 8 ball in a stick competition for the safety position. And what these kids need to understand, if he can't trust you to follow rules, then how can he trust you to play? And I don't know what the rules are. And I don't know what the rules are for if they vary per player or just, depending on the situation. But I venture to think they're not that hard. So if you love football that much, you're going to do what you need to do in order to get on the field, because the ultimate payoff to go through a little, BS per se is to get out there and play. Now you're suspended for who knows how long. Whoever you're competing against is getting reps. And what they don't understand is, unless you're a really next level player, and if the competition is there, whoever is getting those reps, the defensive coordinators is starting to get comfortable with how he plays. The linebackers are getting more comfortable with how he plays. The defense is getting more comfortable with how he plays. And if he's playing well, then all of a sudden now you're showing up. If you were, say, code number 1 coming out of spring, now you're starting at second team reps. And it had nothing to do with athletic ability or what you've done. It's what you didn't do, which is hurting you right now.
And the rules can't be that hard because pretty much everyone else has followed them. So it's not like they're, going overboard for one person. About 5 minutes here, Jay, or as long as you have on this. We want to get to it in the NFL realm, still football, obviously. Jonathan Taylor versus Jim Irsay. Huge war of words, breaking my heart over here in Colts land. The former Texan in you, I'm sure, is laughing. What do you make of everything coming out of Indianapolis?
I mean, it's just crazy. You got an owner talking about if he died and Jonathan Taylor doesn't play in the NFL, nobody would care. He talked about him, being on the forefront of paying players. He talked about all the great things that he's done about paying players, right? But you ain't paying your best players.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's great that you've done all these things in the past. Jonathan Taylor cares about right now. And I do understand where the Colts is coming from. He's coming off an injury year where he didn't, lead the league in rushing. But his first 2 years, he was pretty much unstoppable. I think where you're seeing the anger come from Jonathan Taylor is the lack of Irsay coming to the table to talk. They're not communicating, person to person or agent to, GM. Irsay is talking directly at Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor isn't liking it. Jonathan Taylor, definitely went back on that. He showed up with a back injury or not practicing with a back injury. The Colts are trying to get, floated it out there that they might be able to get some money back. See, that's the petty type of stuff that gets you left, right? At the end of the day, that player wants to get paid. At the end of the day, Jonathan Taylor knows that they want to pay them, or they want to pay him a little bit less than whatever his highest true market value is. I don't understand when you have really good players and you just come off a year where you had to hire a new coach, draft a quarterback that's potential first and production last until he gets better at number 4, and you got Gardner Minshew as your starter with a young rookie head coach and the highest paid offensive line in the league and one of the best young running backs at 24 years old, not even hitting his prime, that you're up here playing these cat and mouse games in the media. There's an old saying, man, there's a lot of guys that, do a lot of talking and want to do the talking on social media and all that stuff. See, if I'm Jonathan Taylor, I got to come see you, Jack. You know what I mean? You got to smell my cologne, like we used to say. It's like, and the thing is, what that is, it's got to be face to face because he's got to respect you. If not, and if he has no intentions of ever paying you, then there's no reason for Jonathan Taylor to expose himself. Now, sure, go out there and have a really good year. And if you could do some sort of kind of like amendment to the contract where they can't franchise you, and if they don't pay you, if there's not a new contract by a certain date, then you become a free agent, well, then that's great because then that's a risk that you're willing to take as a player. But for an owner to hold court and then put out smoke screens in the media is probably uncalled for. And it's not a good look, really, to be honest with you, when agents see it and other free agents see it, because Jim Irsay is as good an owner as he's been. He's built Indianapolis up to where they have multiple Big Ten championships and stuff like that there. He could lose some credibility and lose some things because he's always been a loose cannon.
It runs in the family, and it's unfortunate because things were going well for a while, and then Andrew Luck retires, and it really feels like it's snowballed from the Colts fans' perspective because, between the Super Bowl, even the loss to the Saints, and really Luck's retirement, we didn't hear that much from Jim Irsay, but ever since then, it really feels like he's been meddling. Like he always prided himself on being involved, right? And I think that's good for owners to be involved. But what Jim Irsay's doing now is too much of the business, right? You hire a GM for the reason. Like, what is it about owners that make them want to just jump in the picture so much sometimes?
Well, I think it's the ego, and also they obviously they've been successful in other businesses, so they view they can be successful at, being a GM. This is not Monopoly, and this is not playtime. And, people are playing for keeps out here, especially when you have a family to feed. So I think, that really jumps into it. And plus that father time clock is starting to tick. And I think he's made some investments in players that have been bad investments. And now you're trying to hold it against Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor doesn't care about that. He cares about Jonathan Taylor, just like the Colts care about themselves. So hopefully they can come to some sort of conclusion. If not, the Colts will be picking in the top 5 again next year.
They might anyways, even if he does come back. But I guess we'll see. Jay, safe travels. We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
That's Jay Foreman with us here on Old School. We'll take one more break. Got a segment left of the show. We'll bring that to you on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're an electrician, we've got a career for you. It's a career with employer-paid health care and retirement benefits. Join the IBEW Local 265 family. Work for one of our NECA contractors. Come to our job fair on August 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, 2500 Tamarind Ridge Road in Southwest Lincoln. For more information, call Mike Murray at 402-875-1034. That's 402-875-1034.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Join Matt Davis in the studio, president of the 1890 Initiative, Nebraska's NIL operation.
We have some big things that we're going to announce, I think, in the next, few weeks, few months for sure. So I think 1890 and the trajectory for our company is really good. I think we have the ability to have a top, 5 collective in the country. I think we're trending that way.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sometimes you got to make special exceptions. Yes. We appreciate you stopping in, Coach. We got Kurt Ferentz, head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, extraordinaire. Rashawn recruited you. He's been doing it for a while, right?
I love it.
He's very you like that as a recruit.
We have a mutual friend, so
okay. You need
good to meet you.
You need a new recruiting coordinator. He's very aggressive.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. That's all right. Yeah, he did a good job this morning.
Yeah, he did. Coach, I wanted to ask you from former players. We're all former players at Nebraska, and so we respect and see the success that you had. And every player that's came over here, they have like the same body language, and I read their body language. How long did it take? If you did it really, you like, okay, I know every year is different to get that to where you're at, where we just talked about, we have an inside the locker room segment, player-led locker rooms and the culture. And how long did it take? Because you guys got it going pretty good, and then you're always willing to adjust too. So I always like that as well.
That's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's life. So I'll go back to 90 and I give you the full history. It's kind of interesting as I'm sitting with you guys. My first game as an assistant was 1981. And we upset Nebraska 10-7.
Oh, don't say that. Here he goes again.
Roger Craig, an Iowa guy playing for the Cornhuskers, So
then you can let it go. It's okay, Coach.
It didn't go so well. I'll just put it that way.
Right.
We got a standing ovation in Lincoln in the fourth quarter because we made our first down.
Okay.
So the payback was painful, but it was my first game back as an assistant. I came back in 99. We opened up. Crouch was the quarterback. It was like close at halftime, 49-7, I think.
Sure.
Final score. So I've got that little Nebraska. We got to start this segment of my Iowa career with you guys. But to that point, we were 1-10 our first year. We earned it. So we kind of started at the bottom. It was a matter of building things. I think our program, it really kind of turned the corner. The Cattles, if you had to pin me down on one person, is Bob Sanders, who was 5'8" when he showed up, 5'8" when he left, and 5'8" when he was the MVP and defensive MVP here in 07. He's the guy that really kind of changed the tempo of the way we played. And if you know Bob, I mean, he has one speed. That was it. Had to not throw him out of practice, but kind of
settle him down a little bit,
because he couldn't do a half-speed drill like he did. And Bob, we only got so many running backs. When you blitz, you can't come full speed. So
stay off the ground. Stay off the ground.
Started on special teams, and then we inserted him at the end of the 2000 season on defense, and that's when we started having a little bit of an attitude. And so that's part of it. It's all about the players you have, and over the years, we've been able to have really outstanding players. 5 of those guys are on our staff now. 5 of our 10 coaches actually played in the last 25 years there. So I think there's a little bit of a tradition, and really kind of, to me, it gets down to, the way recruiting should work. You hope both parties find what they want.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And
it's a relationship.
So you just hope that, like, when they get there, that's what they wanted to be part of. And we're the same way. When they get there, we're hoping we identified the right things. So as much as you got to get good players and you got to try to fill, this position, that position, I think you're just trying to find guys that, hey, this guy could be a good Hawkeye some way, somehow. We'll figure it out when we get him there.
Yeah, Coach. So you mentioned you had 5 of those players that were on the staff, that were players 25 years ago. So how easier does that make your job, being a head coach and knowing you have those coaches as assistant coaches now?
I think it really helps. Obviously, they believe in the way we do things. They believe in it. And I always enjoy it in recruiting, because I'll tell people we're not totally incestual here, but there's 5 guys. But the illustration I give the parents is that's what we're hoping your son becomes, and not that we want them to be football coaches, but
Part of
these
the
are all
community.
guys that are they're part of
Yeah.
the community. They're adults. They're raising families, and they're acting in a really respectable way. And that's what the process is about. We're all trying to win games, but you also want guys to be better in their lives when they're done. That's our job. It's a big part of our job, not just winning football games. And it's nice when you can point to 5 different guys on the staff that have done that, and kind of have a good grip on their lives.
All right, Coach, I ain't gonna hold you up. They put the 1 minute on me, so I don't want to. I appreciate you. I
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
you
Appreciate
so
it,
much.
Coach. Yeah.
Coach Triplett recruited me.
Yeah,
as
he
running,
recruited
at
me
running
too.
back.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
One of the all-time good guys.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the best recruiters I've ever dealt with. To this day, I still remember. I still tell stories about him 30 years
Yeah,
later.
he was great.
He was awesome. And so, Coach France, I appreciate you so much. I know all of us do. All of us former Huskers, we all love you, and we appreciate you, even though you're in Iowa.
Appreciate that, and congratulations on all your success.
Appreciate
It's
it.
no fun competing against you guys, I'll tell you.
Well, I mean,
I liked it better in the 90s because I won at Iowa. Didn't have to worry about it.
There you go.
That was their problem, not mine.
Yeah.
I was over there.
Hey, well, it's your problem now.
It is,
And
exactly.
We finally got a chance to beat you guys, and so we're looking forward to you guys coming to Lincoln on Black Friday.
Well, we'll be there. And the one good thing about Black Friday is at least you can have Thanksgiving on Saturday.
Yeah,
That's the best holiday going. Right? I mean, we're getting screwed on a good holiday for football players. So it's all good.
I
Appreciate it, Coach. Man.
Appreciate it.
Good
Good
luck
to see you
this
guys.
year, man.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Coach. Thank you so much, buddy. That's Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Coach Ferentz from Iowa. We're gonna throw it to break. Who did take the popcorn? Hey, I gave Coach that popcorn. Anyway, we're gonna throw it to break. Jay, for Jay, Terrell, Amon, I'm Vershawn Jackson. Big Ten Media Days is rolling on. We'll throw it to break. We'll be right back. It is going down. Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll be right back.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to